make a killer Bloody Mary. It's kind of like lunch in a glass with olives and pickled beans on top. We have some warm stuff to need a little bit of a pep. We have coffee brewed. Of course, we can add Bailey's and Jameson if you want an Irish coffee. We have a lot of great options for you. At the bar here, we do have a number of beers on draft as well. Most of them are local, and we have local wines, red and white and sparkling. If you need a mimosa to wake you up, we have some stuff to snack on if you're feeling hungry. We have popcorn popping in just a few minutes, freshly popped for you. We have some snacks and candy at the gift shop, and fresh and local fruit and cheese plates. Other non-alcoholic options include juices and sodas and things like that. So if any of that appeals to you, do come and visit us here at the Second Deck Refreshment Bar and enjoy your cruise.
He is awfully good. It translates exceedingly well to the tour today. He's arguably the best tour guide in the company, so you have done well for yourselves. We'll get started here in just a couple of minutes. Let me tell you a little bit more about the vessel you will be traveling on today. The Spirit of Seattle's Coast Guard certified and inspected vessel licensed to carry 461 passengers. That's a lot. There's about half as many on board, actually less than half. About 200 of you. We'll get the official count here soon enough, but needless to say, plenty of life jackets available to you. Life jackets are located on all three decks of the vessel and clearly laid with bins. And should you find yourself in need of one, you're going to want to look toward any of the uniformed crew that'll gladly point you in the right direction.
Be your tour guide today, for better or for worse, for you guys. I love this city, and I hope that this is going to be the best tour you guys ever hear, and that you guys are then all going to want to move to Seattle just like me by the end of this tour. What do you guys say? Great. All right, great. So I moved out here from Pennsylvania because the Olympic Mountains and the Cascade Mountains are a lot higher than the Appalachian Mountains where I'm from. Anybody familiar with the Appalachian Mountains on the boat right now? Yeah, where are you guys from?
Ohio.
Ohio, neighbor to Pennsylvania. Actually, is there anyone from Pennsylvania on board? No way. This never happens. Where are you guys from? Rocky Mountain area, I would say. Nothing but Rocky Mountains there. How about West Coast? Anyone down from California area? Yeah? Where are you from? San Mateo. There's a beautiful hotel there that I have stayed in. What else? Anyone from the Pacific Northwest here on the tour right now? Oh no. Well guys, if I get anything else wrong, I'll tell you what, just whisper it in my ear, don't tell the rest of the boat. How about it? What do you say? Can you help me out? Great, okay, I'm glad we have an understanding. Anyone from Canada? Canadians, welcome. We always have a couple of you guys. And anyone from another country other than Canada? Japan. Good Lord, we have such an eclectic boat. All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, from far and wide. This is perhaps one of the most diverse boats I have ever given a tour to. My hope is that you guys are all going to leave those wonderful places and come here to Seattle by the end of this tour. We'll see. We will see. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now underway. We have left. If you were hoping to be on a different Argosy tour, I'm so sorry. It's too late. But don't worry, you're in good hands. I'm going to tell you all about the things that are going to come up on the waterfront. We are passing Pier 57 right now. You can see Pier 59 in the Seattle Aquarium coming up on the right. We're going to make our way all the way up to Pier 90 and 91. Then we're going to cut across the bay, talk about some of the things in the waters and the skies above. And then we're going to go over to those giant dinosaur-looking things off the left side of the boat in the distance. Now, more than 100,000 people attempted the journey. How many of those people made it rich? Not very many. In fact, only a third of them survived the journey. It became such a problem that there was a law saying you needed at least 1 year's worth of supply in order to attempt the journey. And so though not many people struck it rich in Alaska, several people struck it rich here in Seattle. One of those people was John Nordstrom, who created a shoe company and now owns one of the largest department stores in the country. You guys are all contributing to that. So I like to think a lot of people like you come out as tourists and then decide to move here once you see all of the wonderful things. Well, some of the most popular things that tourists will do here in the city, one of them is the Seattle Aquarium, which you guys saw, that long green building at Pier 59, but the inside is way cooler than the outside. How many people have been inside of the aquarium? Okay. How many city pass holders are on the boat right now? So many more of you guys. Guys, you gotta check out the Seattle Aquarium inside your little pamphlet, your booklet. Go use up the aquarium spot. The great thing about the aquarium is that you're not gonna find dolphins jumping through flaming hoops. No, my friends. You will find animals that live in these very waters inside those walls. You will find, in fact, when you walk in, you are greeted with a 400,000-gallon tank, light streaming over your head through the aquamarine water, and you see dozens of species of fair guests. But they finished 2 weeks after the fair ended. Oh, no. Oh, yes. Turns out no one had built a hotel on the waterfront before, and they ran into a lot of delays. And that meant they had to come up with a new way to attract people to their fair when nobody was in the city to stay at the hotel. So they scratched their heads and they said, what are we good at? What are we good at? What are we good at? We need people to come here. What are we good at? We're good at being the only hotel on the waterfront. That's it. We will advertise that this is the only place in the world where you can fish outside of your bedroom window. They did just that, putting a bait and tackle shop in the lobby, and guess what? It worked. People came from all around to fish outside of the Edgewater, and do you think they caught anything? Oh, yes, they did. Oh, yes, they did. But we are not known for our guppies and our minnows here in Seattle. No. We are known for our 10 to 20 pound salmon, or a loved one, or maybe just you and your selfie stick, or your tour guide. That picture and showing it off to your friends in the future, and they ask you, what's the big red thing in the front of that picture, in front of the Space Needle? You will be able to tell them that that is an animal found here in the Pacific Northwest, and that is a sculpture in the sculpture park. It is a sculpture of, it's not an orca, but I see the dorsal fin also. It is the opinion of this tour guide that that is a Pokemon called Crowley. But sadly, that's not what it is. It's an eagle, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I don't see it either. I have looked at that thing every day for the last 3 months from every angle, and I still don't see the eagle. And so if, like me, you are now a little disappointed and you want a better sculpture of an eagle, well, my friends, look no farther than on top of this globe off the right side of the boat. Bald eagles mate for life, and you will see the red eagles mate on top of that globe. That is the Seattle PI globe. If you're wondering what it says around the side, it says, it's in the PI. Archie, what does PI stand for? Good question. PI stands for Post Intelligencer. What's the Post Intelligencer? That, ladies and gentlemen, is the oldest newspaper in Seattle. Do you guys remember the story of the boat that came in? Anyone know Seattle's #1 export by monetary value? Airplane parts. Give him a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, aircraft parts is our #1 export by monetary value. We're known for our engineering and tech industries here. We are the headquarters of Microsoft and Amazon as well, and now the Expedia Corporation on the right side of the boat, these gray beige buildings behind all the construction equipment, they have just purchased that spot of land for $229 million to build here in the city, which is almost double the Chicago. But I'm going to go off script for just a second, guys, to tell you what is something most is supposed to do is nothing compared to guys went down to California looking for love, and those California girls sent them packing.
See him in the water? In the water.
So be very respectful and be very nice to them.
We're gonna go where they're at.
Oh, you can hear them. There are a couple of them in the water as well, just in front of the barge. You can see them swimming.
Oh, they're talking to you.
Oh, what a treat! What a treat! That is the sound of a broken-hearted animal, my friends. These guys went down to California looking for love. They were, every year, every summer, they go down there hoping to earn their own beach, stake their claim on a beach that they can call their own, and then earn the right to mate with the female sea lions on that beach. But in order to do that, they have to challenge the currents. Episode 2 of Arjun's Harbor Tour. So stay tuned. I'll float up and down the decks. Thank you guys so much for being such a fantastic audience, and enjoy the sea lions. But it is nonetheless one of the largest in the world. One of the largest owners of the land on that island is the Port of Seattle. The Port of Seattle is going to be the organization that manages all of the container ships coming in and out, and the cranes there as well. And no port is complete without a fleet of tugboats. Off the right side of the boat, you will have a wonderfully close look at a very good fleet of tugboats. This is the Crowley fleet of tugboats. You can tell that they are tugboats because they have tires all around the side of them. But even more telling than that are the large windows on the top, and many of those windows. That represents the captain's area. They have enormous pilot houses, or wheel houses as we call them. We've got a little one here with your captain inside on the third deck. They have enormous ones with gigantic smokestacks, and that's because the entire boat is essentially just one enormous end house, and that's because many of them don't have any means of propulsion at all, but they do have a lot of space on top and inside. And so, tugboats and these long black boats, which are called barges, tugboats and barges go together like peanut butter and chocolate, ladies and gentlemen. Underneath some of the largest cranes on the planet. These white ones specifically coming up last year were the largest on the planet. We've had a couple of larger ones shipped down to our sister port in Tacoma, but these cranes, nonetheless, some of the largest in the world, stand 200 feet tall to the top of the body of the dinosaur. And then raised on the arm or the neck of the giraffe, if you will, when it's fully up, they can be up to 400 feet high. All 2 to 400 feet came to us fully assembled on a boat, a container ship that looks kind of like the ones that you see, and it was quite a sight to see these cranes fully assembled coming in here. All 2 to 400 feet is also operated by a single person. fact, it costs just as much to ship an empty container as a full container, so no one wants to ship an empty container. And so when it gets to the place it needs to go, the containers will just pile up on the docks empty. All of the ones that you see all around us, most of them, are empty. This is an icebreaker, and it is used to break ice. At a cruising speed, that boat can break through, in the polar class, it can break through 6 to 8 feet of sheet ice, and if it really, really wants to, it can break through up to 20 feet of pack ice. The way that it does that is it will get a running start, ride the nose of the vessel up on top of the ice, and then the weight of the vessel itself will crack through the ice and separate the ice sheets. And if they get stuck in the middle of the ice, they are so technically advanced on that vessel that they can shift the fuel from one side to another to cause the boat to roll and rock back and forth, shimmy and shake, do a little dance, and dance themselves free from the ice. And that is in contrast to the container ship, which cannot shimmy and shake and roll back and forth. Great lengths are taken to make sure that the contextually there were also beavers, frogs, and turtles. If you find one of these bath toys, look at the bottom, find the serial number, tell us where and when you found it, what the serial number was, and we will use them to map the ocean currents. They did just that. And now, to this day, because of those little yellow rubber ducks, we have one of the most accurate pictures of the Pacific currents that we have to date. And the ducks turned up all over the place: South Africa, the Thames River in London, on the coast of Japan, in Alaska, all over the place. And then they disappeared for 2 years. And then miraculously reappeared the next year in 1996. And because of that disappearing and reappearing, we discovered an enormous vortex at the center of the Pacific Ocean. And at the center of this vortex, we found miles and miles of trash. The Great Pacific Trash Pile was discovered thanks to the help of a little yellow rubber duck. If you want to know more about this story, you can check out an entire book on it. They have this book over at the Aquarium, and it is called Moby Duck. Now, ladies and gentlemen, finally, off the right side of the boat, we are passing the Stadium District. On the right, we have Safeco Field, large black arches. That, when it was built, was...
fucking crazy it is to blend in with each other. Everyone looks the fucking same. Yeah, you know, and like you're not even that. Thanks, brother. You too.